back to the Luton stuff as well, because we were talking off air about the abuse, if you ever got abuse or anything like that. What is that like? Because we know what the Luton fans are they can be a bit extra, but they obviously, like you said, they're the best fans in the world as well.
Oh man,
so
Luton fans in my eyes, they are the best fans in the country, bar none. And you know, sorry, and I'm one of them. As are you boys as well. You know, we are the best fans in the world. But yeah, you do get online abuse, man, and it can cut a bit deep at times because it's proper personal. There was one time like my phone pinged about 30 times in 15 minutes on Twitter, and it was literally shocking. Like, I mean, some of the stuff was vile, and it's just, you imagine sitting there and you're just like, man, why? Do you know what I mean? And I inboxed quite a few of them saying, like, because with some of them they were like really personal, like, oh, like, I know him personally, he's blah 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 blah, and I'd message them and say, listen, how do you know me? And by the way, if you want, meet me at the Glider pub in Dunstable and you can tell me everything to my face, but nicely. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, look, you know, if you've got a problem with what I'm doing, you know, come and speak to me. And because that's why I put, like, I recently put up a tweet about it because it become a bit too much. It was proper messing with my head, and I've got enough problems to deal with. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I even put a thing up saying I've deliberately left my DMs open. So if you've got a problem with what I do or with what Matt does or Johnny, the new guy, or anything like that, you can DM me.
But why are they so angry?
I don't know.
About what? Like announcing half-time stuff and before the game stuff?
Like when I bring the players out for the second half, and I do the rally cry. I used to say Luton boys because of the chant, you know, oh, we're the Luton boys. And then they'd go mad. What? Why are you saying Luton boys? I'm like, well, name me a chant where we say Luton boys. Like, well, this one and that one, and yeah, and then they proper go into one. But yeah, like,
they're upset.
It's getting woke. The town's getting woke.
It's like, you know, it is hard to deal with, man. It is hard because it's like, you know, I love that club. Like, I love that club so much, man. Like, because I used to fight in karate and stuff, and then I had to stop doing it, and then football become my outlet, and you know, and I literally love going to Kenilworth Road. I love doing all of that stuff, and you know, as I say, best fans in the world. But then when you start getting that abuse, man, it's just like it's like, it feels like these are my people, or like all together we're all in the same boat. We're all there for the same reason, because we love that team and we want to see them succeed, and we've now seen them succeed, and we've been on that massive journey. It's like, why
you're only human as well.
Yeah, why have a go at me? Like, sometimes people are, oh, you're over passionate, and it's like, what? Yeah, but I love it.
You lot are fools. You're watching this and you're one.
It's just someone just wanting to moan.
Yeah,
or wanting to, or pissed off and wanting got problems themselves and wanting to take it out on someone and something. Because I just don't know how you can really get so annoyed over someone.
And
now
you've like had it like on a big scale. Did you
that one was
always thought you could deal with it?
Yeah, you know what? When it first happened, I found it quite funny. So, hey, got my first official trial, take a screenshot, send it to the boys in the group chat, you know, and then it was that day. So it was when I was working in education at the time, and it was that day where it hit me hard. It was like having 30 messages, and I'm just like what? Like, how comes all these people hate me so much, man? Like, you know, I'm just doing my job, and
like you've done something wrong.
Yeah, and it's a bit like, you know, it does affect you, and I'll never forget the next game after that. I was like sick in the morning. I felt really anxious. I was worried about going on the pitch. I was like, man, like everyone hates me, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But then you go to the tunnel, and when, say for instance, you're walking out, there's these guys on the right, and I love them, and they always pick you up because like, right, we're ready for you, and then they start doing that. Yeah. Come on, we want to hit. So here we go. And all that. Yeah. And they really pick me up. There's like these great they're absolutely brilliant, these lads. So sort of that then sort of calmed me down a bit, but. Yeah, you do get abuse for it, man. Like Sunderland, literally this guy's been abusing me all season. I can't even repeat the sort of things he said.
Sunderland at home?
Yeah, in the playoff game. Yeah. And then I always chose not to look at him, because if I look at him, I'm going to lose my temper.
Yeah.
And then he just pointed at me, and then I heard the voice, and he just started literally abusing me. And I was like, man, I've got to walk away. Do you know what I mean? I've got to walk away, because I was thinking, I spoke to the steward. I'm like, dude, I can't. Nah, this ain't right. Do you know what I mean? And to be fair, the steward sorted it out.
Yeah,
but it was awful. And as I say, it's not nice to hear. Like, it makes you understand like how bad it is for like people in the public eye. Because I just got 30 messages. You imagine the messages that they get, and it's like having just a small sliver of that. It just like wow.
I don't think it's good for no.
Yeah, because that's what I've always thought. I'm like, but why don't they just like go off Instagram or turn their phone off or whatever.
Yeah.
But obviously you've felt it like on a small scale, but a big scale compared to people who've had none. And you're saying like, yeah, it's. Did you think? Like you said, did you always think like if you was a celebrity you'd be able to handle it or something like that?
I did always think like, oh, surely they can handle it, you know, because they're all on good money and all this and that. But it cuts deep, man.
Yeah,
like, especially when like other things get mentioned, maybe about like family and stuff like that, and then you're just like, oh my god, like what is wrong with these people?
Yeah,
you know, like as I was saying to you, we're all in the same boat. We're all together as one.
That's
you know,
sad, that is, man.
It is. But I've got to say, fair play to Stuart at the club, because he rung me up because he actually saw some on a different game, and he rung me up and he's like, right, I've reported them to Twitter. We're blocking them off our page. We're gonna do what we can, and he's like really good with that. So like even the one the other day, I just sent a screenshot, sent it to him, and he's like, I'm on it. So you know that he's a good support there.
Yeah,
he's a really good guy.
And they're actually doing stuff about it, which is good as well.
Yeah, it needs to be done. It needs to be done. Like, you know, I think more needs to be done in general, because it does affect you. And, you know, and I think the thing is that people are sending you this abuse, but they don't know what's going on in your life. You know, they don't know what's going on in your head. And then it's sort of like, you know, I can see why people like
Crack.
Yeah, like I can see why Caroline Flack, do you know what I mean? I wouldn't ever go that far, do you know what I mean? I had too much to live for, but you can see why, because if it's that constant, your phone's going constant, it's
like I said, when you got yourself in a state, you don't know what people can do. You don't know how they're hurting.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
like
it's sad.
It is sad.
It is.
It's hard, man. Because like, you know, at the time, you know, there was I had a lot going on in my personal life, and then I'm getting all of this stuff and that, and then it literally like I went home and I felt down.
I know, like you said, going on the pitch, you always go on the pitch, and now you got anxiety and you feel sick. Well,
you imagine you're standing there in front of 10,000 people, and then you're thinking that could have been him tweeting, that could have been him doing it, it could have been anyone, but you know. It's hard, man. It's hard, but is what it is. It's part and parcel of it, I suppose. But it shouldn't be. But it happens, man. That's why we're protecting the new PA announce. Like, don't go on Twitter. Whatever you do, don't go on Twitter. Get off the forums, like the unofficial forums. Just don't get.
Don't even have it. Yeah. Because
don't go on like outlaws.
Because even though you say you'd be mentally, I always said I would be, but you don't know until it happens to you.
Yeah.
And like you said, you don't know how you could feel on that day.
Yeah. Well, it's like the guy that put the original message out. I messaged him direct, and I said, I can't believe that a supporter of the club that we love has just posted that online and allowed that to open up for me to get loads of abuse. I said, could you imagine how I'm feeling right now? And he was like, oh, I'm so sorry, mate. I'll delete it. And then he deleted it. He was like, oh, I'm really sorry. I never thought. And I thought, well, maybe rather than writing something nasty about me, just drop me an inbox. I said, it was quite simple. I said, look, you're inboxing me now. Just inbox me. It's not an issue. Like, that's why I keep all my inboxes open, man.
How mad is it though? Someone's even got time to.
Yeah, it's mad. It is mad.
Yeah. Like, I think in life we're all guilty of doing it at some point. You know, especially when you're younger and you go on Twitter and you're like, oh, there's a celebrity
easy.
there, and and then you kind of like, then you, oh no, actually no, that's not right, and all this and that. So I'm not going to say I'm a saint, but. You know, but you can understand why these celebrities and stuff like that get so affected by it. Because as I say, mine's minor.
But you got a small skimmage of just what they feel. Like, you had a taste.
Yeah, and I didn't like it, man.
Yeah, you had a little